What's going on? So I've been having some trouble for the last I don't know 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. I've been struggling trying to get on here, and my camera wouldn't connect to Streamlabs. I don't know what's happening sometimes. Technology, right? What can we do? But I want to see what's going on here. I want to see what people are seeing right now. There's not really a crazy amount of excitement right now. Like not anything crazy happening, you know? And this, and let me change all this to subscribers only. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and seeing what's going on. Um, but like I said in the title, I just thought of it like maybe 5 minutes ago. Actually, a while ago, because I guess it was between multiple titles, but definitely counting the days, counting these days until we see XRP explode again from what it did in the past. Seeing that go from uh, a level of like 50 cents or even lower, right, 30 cents to $3, $3.40, like seeing those gains, seeing those days. We have to go back and think of that. I know it's always like, what have you done for me lately type of mindset. We've always been there. But I think, just trying to understand, how that impacted all of us, how that felt as we saw those gains, the amount of live streams, the amount of attention. While, yes, it already had some attention, the amount of people that didn't talk about XRP that suddenly wanted to talk about XRP. It always happens that way, and it builds up a lot of hype. And then maybe they move on to some of the next things, right? XRP still generates, a decent amount of views, so they're still going to continue to talk about it. But um, you see those gains, right, in those plays, and then you see many other people that come up and want to talk about it and where they bought in and how much they hold and all of that stuff, right? We see it time and time again, right? I see it with, Jasmy Coin, or I saw it with Jasmy Coin heavily, as not anybody talked about that. And then you see a lot of people that start to come up because of how far it has grown from a level of 50% of a penny, 40% of a penny to, or even 30% of a penny, right? All the way up to 6 cents, and could go a lot further and will go a lot further. So, yeah, I mean, you got to just think back to those times. XRP ran a heavy amount. You know what I mean? Um, and I'm so glad to experience that, to be a part of that. Um, it just really felt good, and seeing my portfolio grow by massive amounts, dollar wise, so excited. Now to see that again, we need different things to happen, newer things to develop, more news, obviously, things with the SEC, as well as the reserve. It's a big deal. Guys, if you could, we have 63 people that are here this morning. One, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to join me. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. Also, if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, feel free to check it out. You can leverage trade up to a 500x leverage if you want to. You can also get a 10% deposit bonus, as well as extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and other things. It's been around for a very long time. I've been using it for, like I said, about 6 months now at this point, and it's been great. I like the gains that I've received, whether it's in XRP or Jasmy Coin, or even Ethereum. I have two different leverage trades right now. Hoping to see some major impact across altcoin season, whenever altcoin season does truly happen. But yeah, you can check that out. link is in the description. You can live trade, you can demo trade, you can trade to win Tesla Cybertruck. So, feel free to check that out. Link is in the description. All right, let's go back here. All right, yeah, 71 people here. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's see what people are saying right now. Wait, let's look at. So I have two leverage trades that are open. Don't know how they're gonna go. I saw see things that are steady right now. I have one in Ethereum below $2,000. I just had to do it. Definitely a lot more money than what I originally try to put up, but I know of the gains that I've received over here, so I'm only risking what those gains are. Actually, still only a portion of those gains, but I am risking a lot of the 1,200 or so for the balance that I have. So I want to see this grow. I want to see this get to a point where I get my initial investment, and then I will pull my initial investment out as well as some profit and then leave the rest in there. That's just something I do. So we'll see how that goes. Probably do a couple of other plays as well. I just got to take some time, do not a little bit more research, but, just look at the chart a little bit. All right. Let me go back here. All right. So what's going on? I'm first. It looks like you are second. Skynet, I don't know what that is. Good morning from Europe. Thank you for watching AMC Forever. Yeah, I still hold AMC. I don't even know where that stands. I haven't looked at what it has done. Let me go over here. But my Weibo account, which holds a lot of individual stocks like Coinbase and AMC and Nvidia and MicroStrategy and all of that stuff there, I still hold my AMC, right? I love, give me a second, it's got to update something. I love, movies. I'm a big fan of movies, and I think it's it's a company that I want to own stock of. I want to continue to own stock of. I want to continue to be an investor in, because, like I said, I support movie theaters. I know there's people that will say, no, movie theaters are not it. Streaming services are it. But that's not the case. I think movie theaters are always going to be an experience. And you always have that in theater experience that people want. I still go to the movies. Many people around me still go to the movies. So yeah, still love AMC. Currently, I believe I have over 1,000, or I have 1,000. I have 1,000 AMC in my possession, which the current stock is sitting at $2.95. So way low compared to, kind of the highest point that we've seen, right? I probably want to hold more. Right now it's worth, the market value is $2,900. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt maybe to have another 1,000 as well. Like I said in the past, I will hold 1,000 AMC, or I will hold some AMC for forever. Right? I'm a big fan of movies, and I will support that. I will continuously support that. Matthew Perry, love your videos from South Africa with love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I'll be counting the days till project. What is that? Tired of talking about XRP. I'm gonna just sit on it and forget about it. I mean, you can't really forget about it. There's a lot out there, to change the dynamic of XRP. There can be a certain amount that you sit on and forget about, but it's going to be so hard to forget about, right? Especially if you have notifications on my channel. Maybe you turn notifications off, or don't watch or something, because I will continue to talk about XRP as I'm a big fan of it, and I will look for any news that's happening. But I understand what you mean. A lot of times you find a ton of success in the places where you can set it and forget it. And that's why, you would want to do that, right? Stop viewing what people are saying about XRP, everything that's going on about XRP, everything that's happening about crypto, all of those things. Believe it when I see it. Yeah, I understand. Most traders got exhausted, and now they can manipulate anything they want for the banks. At least you only got 5 Ethereum. For me, well, yeah, I have 5 sitting in my Ledger wallet. I have another one, I think 2 that's sitting in my Coinbase wallet as well. I think. Um, yeah, about 2, 1.8 that's sitting in my Coinbase account. However, would love to have more at these prices. I feel like it's a steal at 1,884. That's why I have some leverage trading positions going in because I want to buy more, but I don't want to buy more outright, if that makes sense. Uh, he was right. Matt rules. I rule. Well, thank you for saying that. Now is a good time to buy. I mean, right now things are kind of, steady. I wouldn't say they're gaining or they're growing a massive amount, but they're steady. You want to be the CEO? No, I don't want to be the CEO. What up from Australia? Great videos. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. How can I find you to cooperate? I don't do, collaborations or anything like that. So, um, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Let's look at the market. Let's see how the market is doing because we haven't done that yet this morning. We're going to look into some articles and different things that are happening there. But currently, the crypto market is sitting at a $2.7 trillion market cap, up 1%. Bitcoin's dominance is still hovering in the 61%, approaching, I guess, increasing above 61, approaching the 62% range, right? Bitcoin's dominance decreasing below, 50% is what I want to see because I just want to see altcoin season happen, right? And altcoin season is not going to happen until we start seeing that dominance really get eaten into. And a big part of the dominance usually comes from Ethereum, but Ethereum is getting hit hard over the last 7 days, being down more than a lot of things in the market. You're looking at 17% decrease over the last 7 days versus even XRP where it's at a 12% decrease over the last 7 days, or BNB. Solana is still seeing a 15% decrease over the last 7 days, but today, in the last 24 hours, things are up, right? Bitcoin's up by 1%. Ethereum slightly down, so it's showing that Ethereum is just getting kind of pummeled in a way. XRP up 3%, BNB up 3.8%, Solana up 2%, Dogecoin up 2.7%, 1.7 or 1.47% for Tron, 3% for Pi. Chainlink up 1.8%. Let's see how some things are moving here. So Pepe is up the largest in the top 100, up 14 or 15%. Being up in the last 7 days is definitely impressive. Celestia, that's also up to $3.60, or up 8% on the day. Avalanche up 8%. XLM also up about 7.5%, 8%. Caspa seeing a little bit of a move from that low level of 5 to 6 cents. Great to see. I'll take that any day. If you don't know, I just bought more Caspa that I have in my Kraken wallet, and I want to see that grow to higher highs. I think I have like 30,000 now. So instead of having just 10 or 15,000, I doubled that to 30,000, which is great. Kronos up by 4%, up to an 8.3 cent level. Want to see that grow a lot more than where it stands. XRP again 3%. Dogecoin 2.7. Algorand as well. I wanted to see if there's Jasmine Coin up 2.2%. That deserves so much more attention, but where it stands, that's a solid price, a steal price. My nose just itches. Man, look at XRP right now, bro. I was just looking at XRP. Was a joke. Can't stand. I don't know. Again, I don't know what that is. I can't find your Telegram or email address. Yeah, it's fine. I don't do collaboration, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Um, yes, Ethereum is getting their asses kicked. Trump supposed heavy hold. So there's a supposed heavy hold on Ethereum. What's your favorite to collect now with the highest expectations? Mine, I mean, my favorite is obviously the one that I hold the most of, which is XRP. But right now, in the last maybe week or so, while we saw this negativity, the one that I am holding now and buying more of and want to hold more honestly is Cosmos. I think Cosmos has a lot bigger future than where we currently stand, and that's why I decided to buy another 1,000 or 900 technically, and leave 1,000 sitting for a very long time, and then trade the other 1,000, or not trade it, but sell the other 1,000 as I go through my exit plan and make it a little bit more of an aggressive exit plan, right? But seeing this at $4, I'm looking at the high point, and we're looking at a 10x just up to that high point. Now, when we see newer highs that are created, we're looking at $50 and $60 and 70 and maybe even approaching $100 plus dollars, which I'm fully okay with, to be able to gain tens of thousands of dollars from this play, as well as still sitting on another 1,000 that's in my ledger wallet that could Cosmos could be worth well over the high points that I'm seeing for my short term plays. So Cosmos is definitely one of those that I've been looking into heavily and investing into heavily more recently. So does ICP. I don't disagree. I like that you always say Twitter rather than X. Yeah, I mean, I don't care for it. I feel like I'm saying like an X-rated site for some reason. And don't get me wrong, there's some things on there that pop up that you're just like, what is going on here? But yeah, so I just say Twitter. It's whatever until I fully need to or get used to saying the platform X. I mean, it's Twitter. I bought Cosmos right now. Well, yeah, it's at a decent price. Was at a better price the last couple of days, seeing it at the lower $3 marks, right? Now, this is the last 24 hours. If we look at the last 7 days, it got all the way down to $3.50 ish, $3.40 ish. So, giving yourself a little bit more of an opportunity to gather more. Or if you wanted to get 1,000, right, it would only cost you 3,380 or 3,400 or so versus the $4,000. So I say it because I hate Elon. I mean, to each their own, right? Everybody has their reasoning. Let me go back into XRP, show you where that is right now. Currently, XRP is at $2.27. Again, I know that we look at it now and we're like, it's only at $3 or $2.27. It could be at $3, could be at $4 or $5, and all of these things here. But like, I just want to go back and look at the gains that we've seen over the last, couple of months, right? If you look at the last year, seeing this down at 50 cents, 40 cents, seeing this get up to 70 cents, decrease back down to 40, up to 70, back down to 40, and then looking at where we are when so many people even counted it out from even getting to $1. I saw so many articles, so many you know predictions. For some reason, I couldn't think of the word. So many price predictions that said XRP's it might go to 90 cents over the next 5 years. I saw price predictions that said it would resist away from the 70 cent mark. It would resist away from the 90 cent mark and then go back down to 40 cents. It would not surpass $1. That's what they were saying, right? That it would not surpass $1. And then now all of these people aren't only wrong, but they're massively wrong, right? It did surpass $1. It also surpassed $2. It also surpassed $3. If I told you, right, that XRP was going to get to almost a $3.50 price, there's a lot of people out there that would have said you're wrong, you're crazy, and that you need to be checked, right? And I'm like, I see the potential in where XRP can go. Yes, it's very difficult to see that fast of growth and how fast we've seen it kind of pick up to, $2 and $3 mark from, the end of 2024 to pick up before 2024 even ended, right? You're looking at $2.71. To say that it got up there that quickly is insane. So where it is right now, just saying consistently, XRP is at $2.27 feels absolutely fantastic to say, right? And is great to see. So let's not undervalue, this growth that we've seen over this time. I know a lot of people tend to look past it because, again, it's always a what have you done for me lately? But it grew by, over the last year, by 227%. I mean, that's a position that a lot of people counted out. A lot of people didn't believe in, but we believed in it. Sorry, I just wanted to put that out there. But XRP is standing at $132 billion market cap, 5.5, almost $5.6 billion worth of volume. It is down by about 16 or 17%. Volume to market cap ratio is low compared to, obviously, the higher market cap that we've seen. 58% of the supply that is out there. I know with yesterday we had some kind of bad news. Technically, it was the day before with seeing that XRP is kind of left out of the conversation when it comes to the reserve, but being more of a stockpile. And some people will look at it as bad news. Some people will look at it as, okay news, right? It's obviously not great news. You want to see XRP included, but and Trump is pro U.S. crypto, from what I understand. And honestly, anybody that would accept crypto in the U.S. would be more willing to accept the top cryptocurrencies that are U.S. based, right? So it's a given that we're going to see the success. We're going to see the acceptance of XRP in the long run. So I'm not really worried about that, and it was never considered to be insanely bad news. It's just something that we look at and we have the information for, and what information we have there, I can classify it as not the best news, but we need a further explanation of it, if that makes sense. It's necessary to have a further explanation to say where XRP is going to be included in all of this, right? So, yeah. Good morning. God bless you, my friend. God bless you as well. Hey Matt, what do you think about YFI? Not a lot of content about it out here. I'm a big fan of YFI. So if you don't know, I have let me go back here. I have 5, I believe, YFI. I want to say. Let me go to my. There we go. Yeah, it's the second largest position in my portfolio right now since Jasmine Coin has kind of come back a little bit. So it's the second largest position in my portfolio, even though YFI also has come back down and is sitting at about a $5,000 price point. I think YFI is going to be great. I think I'm going to be able to gain a lot from just one YFI, right? Where you see the potential in where this is going over all history. You can see the high points in the tens of thousands, and currently, standing at these low levels of, 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 14 to back down to 5. The fluctuation that this can see is amazing because of the amount of supply that's actually out there, right? If I go to my watch list, I think Wi-Fi is on my watch list. If it's not, I'll add it on here. You go to my watch list and you go to Wi-Fi, look at all history. You can see these high points, right? You can see the $67,000. You can see that the highest point was $93,000. And seeing the all-time high and seeing the market cap still only at a $2.4 billion market cap at the highest point that we've seen tells me that we have a long way to go. You can see $100,000 price point. You can see a $200,000 price point. And that's why when I start to see, the level of, 30, 40, $50,000 or so that I want to take maybe some profit on or take my initial investment, that's what I'm going to do. If I have 5 of these that can equal $100,000, I clearly will have $500,000 off of a, 25 or $25,000 investment is where it stands. Obviously, for me, it was like 30,000 because I'm down on my Wi-Fi, down by about 6,800. Average cost is 6,361. Would love to gather more. I wish I had more money to gather more, but you don't have an endless supply of cash or capital to throw into different investments. I do have my longer term investments that I honestly could take out and just all throw into something that I fully 100% believe in to skyrocket very, very soon. However, my long-term positions, my dividend investing, all that stuff has to sit over here, continue to grow, continue to move, and just continue to average into that. But Wi-Fi is great. I can't wait to see the success in this. And to have 5 means that, again, I can take 1 and profit from that in a massive way and leave 4 in there for what can be, $100,000 per coin, $200,000 per coin. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very excited for that. But yeah, there does need to be more content on it. And I think there will be, especially me. I'm going to talk about it as I, end up going through my exit plan. And if I end up running into some money that I can throw into Wi-Fi, for the time being, I most likely will. Um, um, the better tech is being held back by big names out there. Oh, you're talking about for the last comment you had. Guys, we have 149 people here. If you can hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Does help out the channel, helps out growth. New AI coin came out. Interesting. I'll have to give it a look in my spare time. That thing goes to 100K, I'm gonna laugh so hard. If what goes to 100K? If Wi-Fi goes to 100K? Or something. What are you talking about? Uh, I ripped up to 120. Hi, Matt. Do you know when CRO will add 70 billion tokens? Is that going to affect CRO's price? Honestly, I haven't checked if CRO has that been approved that they're going to be adding the 70 billion tokens. I haven't checked into that. My nose just itches every time I talk. It's like maybe the vibration from my face. A counter proposal to burn. That was 2 days ago. I don't see anything saying that they're going to be 100% reversing the burn. I don't see anything that says that that's been approved. XRP missed a whole bull run in 2021. Makes sense why people can't see the potential. Yeah, I mean they do point back to that. That's very, very, very true. where a lot of people will go, oh, well, just look back at history. Look back at XRP. The highest point that it got to was $1.80 in the last bull run. But you have to understand that XRP was involved in a lawsuit and continuing to get a lot of negative press out there. And any press is good press, right? It's great publicity to have your name out there. However, if many people are telling you, "Oh, don't buy this because it's in a lawsuit. Don't buy this because it's going to go to zero because they're not going to accept it. It's going to be a security and all of the above, right?" Um, so if they're saying that, it completely missed a bull run. So it's not showing what the potential actually was at that time. But you still see the things that are happening behind the scenes, the partnerships, the connections, the belief, the community, all of those things. And now you start seeing this because you see a little bit of clarity, right? You 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 wash those windows and you're seeing a little bit of clarity. You can see out those windows, and you can see the future that's ahead of us, and it's bright. Just checked in. What did I miss? Just a lot of talking. Nothing crazy. We didn't go over anything uh, crazy, I would say. Super interesting. Stellar H bar uh, will they get to where XRP is today? I don't know about that. I mean, H bar, I forget how many what their supply looks like, but I believe they'll have some major success as well. I'm not saying that it's going to be to where XRP is, and maybe you know what you think about it, where XRP is today, talking about $100 billion market cap. There's definitely potential for it, and there's community and support for it. So I wouldn't count it out. Um, but yeah, obviously I'm not holding. Well, I hold H bar. I don't hold Stellar. So hopefully we see it. Wish I got more on the dip of XRP or anything. Hi Matt, do you know when zero? Oh, I read that. Just checked in. What did I miss? XRP to 5,000 before 2030. Would love to see it. How about um, quantum effect on XRPL? Mm, I don't know what that is. Is it true that USTC will be converted to a meme coin? Not that I know of. I prefer XLM over H bar. Yeah, I have like I said, I have XRP. I had XLM way back when I decided to kind of bring everything together. That was when I was in my consolidation phase, um, where I needed at least $300 in each position. To hold $300 in each position, that was my minimum. But obviously, the markets were coming back a heavy amount. So things that I really didn't want to have because I'm already well diversified. Just imagine how diversified I was back then to consolidate things together, which is not something I like to do. I don't like to sell one position for another. What I'll typically do is just average into that position and get that value up to what the minimum is. But that was, back then to where I really wanted to kind of consolidate how much I had. Because right now, even just on Coinbase, I have, I think it was over 23 different coins, and then including um, MetaMask, including Kraken, including Coinbase Wallet, including many others. There's just so much diversification. If the stock market crashes, what happens to crypto, Matt? So right now, crypto has been kind of moving in tandem. They've been moving together with the stock market. So anything that the markets do, we typically see that within the crypto market. However, what it's always done is it moved inversely, right? Where the market would increase and the crypto market would fall, right? The stock market would decrease, the crypto market would rise, and we would see it kind of move separately. And now we see it kind of tied together. Sorry, my nose again, just itching the whole time. and now we see it move together, which makes sense, right? If you have institutional investing right now, or a lot of investments that are going through, it makes sense that we would see it move together. So if the crypto or stock market crashes, we're going to see crypto also fall as well. Unless, we're looking at bull runs and we're like, the bull run is where we are seeing the inverse movement. However, we're in the bull run. We're just not in the altcoin season. So we'll see. I'm in belief that we'll see everything move together just because of the major tie to business funds, right? The amount of money, the business capital, the amount of money that goes from here into cryptocurrency and held as a long-term asset for that business, that specific business. So yeah, that's what I would believe. So what's happening in the world of crypto here today? If we look at different forms of news, guys, we have 166 people here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, again, if you want to check out my link for BTCC, feel free to check out that link. The link is in the description. And you can get a 10% deposit bonus as well as extra bonuses up to $10,055 and get 40% lower trading fees. So feel free to check it out. Link is in the description. But we see some things that are going on here, right? Ripple and the SEC near resolution in a 4-year lawsuit over $125 million XRP sales penalty. Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission are nearing the conclusion of their long running legal battle, with discussions forced on a $125 million penalty imposed on Ripple in 2024. Fox Business journalist has cited unnamed sources reported that the both parties are engaged in settlement talks. Ripple's legal team is questioning why the company should still face a penalty, especially since the SEC under acting chair Mark, I don't know how to say his last name, Yeda, has dropped the case against the other crypto firms like Coinbase, Consensus, Kraken. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderati, addressed the ongoing negotiations on March 11th, stating that Ripple's case was further along than others, as it already has a judgment and is in an appeals process. He acknowledged that this added complexity, but remained confident about the resolution. If no settlement is reached, Ripple plans to proceed with its appeal. The case dates back to December 2020, when the SEC accused Ripple of selling XRP as an unregistered security, alleging raised $1.3 billion. In August 2024, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that XRP was not a security in programmatic sales on exchanges, but upheld penalties for institutional sales. The SEC then, led by Gary Gensler, appealed the ruling, and Ripple responded with a cross appeal. Now, again, this is something that you still look into and you're like, we're in a sticky situation. Since it is further along, what does that mean for Ripple? Well, right now, Ripple already has out there that XRP to institutional sales is violating securities laws. So since the ruling is already out that they would pay Ripple would have to pay 125 million, the ruling is the ruling, right? You change SEC chairs, but that doesn't change the ruling of what the outcome of that is, right? If you go through an appeal and then the appeal process and then obviously the SEC, drops everything and you don't end up having to pay 125 million, that's a different story. But right now the ruling is already in, right? 125 million. So you would have to go through that appeal process and, drop that and not have to pay the 125 million. Or if the SEC wants them to pay it, then they would pay it. I don't know. I really don't know how or what they're looking to do there, but it shows that, they dropped all other cases. However, this one's still kind of outstanding. At the same time, Ripple's involvement in the U.S. Politics has been growing. In December 2024, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse suggested that the company's political engagement might have been different had the SEC been under different leadership. 100% agree. Ripple has donated a total of $45 million to crypto-focused political action committees. Fair Shake, including a $25 million contribution in November 2024. Additionally, the company pledged $5 million in XRP to President Donald Trump's inauguration fund. Both Garland and Alderati attended official events in Washington, D.C. on January 20th. There has been speculation about whether political contributions have influenced SEC's decision. Coinbase, another major Fair Shake donor, saw its SEC case halted in February. Its CEO, Brian Armstrong, was also president of the White House Crypto Summit on March 7th, where Garlinghouse was in attendance. However, Alderati dismissed claims that political donations impacted the SEC's approach, instead crediting the shift to Yates. I don't know how to say his last name. I apologize if I'm, butchering it. I am, though. His leadership. Despite the ongoing discussions, no official ruling has indicated that the SEC intends to drop the case against Ripple. A legal analyst, Jeremy Hogan, suggests a resolution could come as early as May 2025 following the news. Potential settlement talks at XRP's price saw a 3% increase today, right? Now, are we going to see the settlement? What's going to be within that? Are we going to see that Ripple doesn't pay anything, or is that $125 million fine stand? If that $125 million fine does stand, why don't we see an earmark for that, right? Because what does suck about that is if you are paying the fine, right, you're leaning into the institutional sales being guilty of that. So as you do that in the future, that's still considered violating securities laws. However, if it is a settlement in a different story where you're settling outside of what the judgment is, then, one, you can earmark that money for the stockpile, the reserve, right? But then you also don't have the I don't know how else to put this, but clear cut definition that this is violating securities laws, right? That's the way that I look at it. I feel like all of that money could be earmarked for what could be the stockpile or reserve. You donated $1. Thank you for the $1. I appreciate it. Does mean a lot. Uh, the stock market crashes. What do you think that happens if there's another lock with crypto crashed on? I don't think so. Hey Matt, news to the crypto market, and all I've learned about is buy in the fear and take profits and greed. I must admit, it's hard to hold your positions when you see it is dropping. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very difficult to hold on to any positions when you see, crypto falling, because when crypto falls, like it falls hard. It's a speculative market, right? Until it becomes more consistent, until you have ETFs and investing into the broader market, until you have more traditionalists that are in there, institutions that are in there. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Until you have all of that stuff, you're not going to see that consistency. So it's very difficult to hold on to something like that. However, you're investing to get to that point, right? If you feel like the crypto market is not going away, which is 100% how I feel, you should have a certain amount earmarked for long returns, right? Long-term gains that you can have and long-term use. And that's why I have a good amount that's sitting over to the side here that I don't plan on ever touching. If I do, it's because, we hit ridiculous highs in those areas, but I still will have a certain amount sitting there for forever, right? But then I also have short-term or shorter-term plays that still may be considered long-term because they're a year plus or whatever. It may end up going all the way until like 5 years, but then, again, I have this amount that's sitting over here that will not be touched, right? So you have to look at it with a little bit of a long-term mindset and understand that you may have to go over multiple bull runs, over multiple bear markets, and be able to dollar cost average into cryptocurrency for the long term, as well as have some ready for the short term. This is why you need an exit plan, not just to go, oh, I want to sell XRP when it's at $100, or I want to sell XRP when it's at $1,000, but say, this is where I'm starting my exit plan. I see XRP at $5. I want to take some of my initial investment. I want to take my entire initial investment. I want to take my initial investment plus profit at those levels. Then as you move up, XRP gets to $10 and you're like, all right, I want to take some more profit here. I feel great, so that when we do see a little bit of a pullback, or we do see it get to some low levels, I can reinvest. And because the bear market ends up hitting hard, especially during speculative times. Oh man, I don't. It's all of the talking that's making my nose just vibrate, and it happens sometimes. I gotta stop talking. You're going to be rich. I'm holding for the next, holding for now 3 years. I'm holding for now 3 years, or for no. But it's great to hear that you are new to the crypto market. You're just getting into the crypto market, because altcoins, it may seem like the market is at a ridiculous high. Bitcoin is still at a high point. It's still, over the previous all-time highs, while Ethereum is very low. While, XRP isn't low compared to where it was, but, it's still lower than the $3.40 mark. But Solana is low compared to where it was at the high point. Cardano is still low. Dogecoin still very low, and many others in altcoins, is at a way lower level, meaning that you have a lot of potential for growth in altcoins. So it's still a good time to invest into many different plays, whether you're talking about Avalanche, or you're talking about Cosmos, or you're talking about Litecoin below $100, of course. I don't have much left to invest now, but I was thinking about swapping my Aave, average $172 for YFI. I have enough for one YFI, but hesitant, as not many people are talking about it, but I do believe in it. I understand, right? I see the potential within it, but I also wanted to risk a certain amount, right? I understand that that is a risk putting it in there. There isn't much conversation that's happening about it, but there will be more conversation as we see the push, right? When YFI went from 5,000 or almost 6,000, from 5 or 6,000 to a level of 14,000, there were many videos and conversations that were happening around it, right? Because it grows by 100+%, and people were like, okay, this is it. We're going to see this explode, and you see people that are talking about it. But then as it comes back down, you don't have much conversation about it, right? They move on to the next thing. So when you do see YFI start to grow and grow a lot more and grow a lot more, you're going to see more and more conversations that happen about it, for sure. Especially from here, you're going to hear some conversations from me. But that's all up to you. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do, and I hope that you make the right decision, whatever you feel. I'm not a big fan of taking one position and selling it for another. I always like to average down, but I have done that in the past, and I'm not going to say that you can't find success from it, because people can. It's just a little bit difficult. Hey man, I'm currently at $1.71 a dollar cost average. On XRP, I was 91 cents, but bought 10K at $1.98. How do I get my dollar cost average back down? And what's your average, if you don't mind me asking? So the way you get your average back down is by buying lower. So if you bought 10,000, or you bought 10,000 XRP at a $1.98, and your average is $1.71, it means that you bought, I don't know how much you had in the beginning, but you bought a lot compared to how much you had before at this higher price point, right? Which is not horrible, right? If you believe in it a lot higher than this, it doesn't matter. But the only way that you can get that cost basis back down is if the price of XRP is lower than your cost basis, right? If your cost basis is $1.71, you need XRP to be at $1.70 or $1.60 or $1.50. And if it is, that's where you decide to buy more. And then you'll be able to dollar cost average down, but only to a certain extent, right? You can only go as low as it actually is. So if right now it's at $2.25 where we see it, that means that if you bought in right now, you would be dollar cost averaging up. However, you have to look at it like this. You have to say, first of all, what is your plan? Is your plan short-term gains, or is it long-term gains, or is it both, honestly? Then you go into, do you believe in the price, in the movement above where your cost basis is at 171? And if the answer is yes, then you have nothing to worry about, right? Yes, you may see some negativity a lot sooner, because if your cost basis is 171, that means that if it gets down to 170, you are now in the negative, right? Because of how much you bought and how much you hold. But if you have a strong conviction for this play for the future, that negativity should not bother you. I'll tell you my cost basis. So my original cost basis was 53 cents, and I had over 100,000, right? And now my cost basis, since I bought a lot more at a higher level, my cost basis is 122. So $1.22. I don't plan on buying anymore. I don't plan on holding anymore. I just have my 200,000 XRP, and I'm excited about where the future is going to go with that. So I'm not going to purchase any more at these levels. I'm not going to purchase any more at higher levels. I'm not going to purchase any more even if it goes to $2, right? I'm done purchasing XRP with the amount that I hold, unless somehow it just comes all the way back down. We see it drop all the way back down to 50 cents. Then yeah, I may end up picking up more depending how much money I have available. But I don't really see that happening. If it does, great, because I'll buy more. But my thought process and my feeling is that I have strong belief well above $1.22. I have strong belief above $2. I have strong belief above $5 and $10, right? So I know that this is going to get to a $1 trillion minimum market cap, right? That's what I see it as. Is it going to be this year? Probably not, but there is always a chance that it could be, right? Depending on the things that happen and the developments that happen. Guys, we have 181 people that are here. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, again, check out my link for BTCC down below. You can get a 10% deposit bonus as well as extra bonuses up to $10,000. And you can trade a 500x leverage, which is something I've only done a couple of times over here. I've made money from both of them, which is great. And right now I have 2 leverage trades that are in, one for Jasmy Coin at a 10x leverage and one for Ethereum at a 10x leverage. Currently standing, one is up 12% or 11%, and Jasmy Coin is slightly down. So want to see that fully break out and get to way higher levels. Like if I add a profit target here, and I say my target is to get to 2 cents. That's $2. That would be crazy. 0.02. It would be $715 if it gets to 2 cents. If it gets back to 6 cents, I'm looking at $5,000 off of a $100 investment if it can get to those points again. However, we're not seeing altcoin season thrive, so I'm doing that. But I probably will take some profit as time goes on, just like I did with Jasmy Coin before. Ethereum as well, right? I have $400 that's sitting there. So this gets to a level of 2,000, right? I'm looking at a $287 gain. If it gets to 3,000, I'm looking at a $2,487 gain. And if it gets to some of the high points, right, 4,000 plus 4,500, we're looking at a $6,000 gain there as well. Or price change will be 140% from where it currently stands, which is doable. It's just who knows exactly when those type of gains and those type of movements are going to happen. So, yeah. That's where we stand with those. I'll probably put in some more leverage trades, and I hope to see some more success. If we look over this time period, we can see the 200 EMA and how we're closing in and bouncing off of the 200 EMA. So my expectation for something like an ADA is to pick up from where we currently stand and see it bounce, see it kind of move up, and hopefully surpass the moving average here. So might put in a trade for ADA. Why not, right? Put in a simple trade for ADA at a 20x leverage with $40 total or $50 total. Let's do about that, about $54 total, which would give me about $1,000 for the contract. Now again, we could see this pullback, and we could see it get liquidated, which is fine. But these are the risks that I'm willing to take as I see some of these plays follow through. And I'm going to set a stop loss. Let's say 20. It's probably going to be about 5%, right? 5%. So if this drops down to 68, that's where I get completely liquidated from 72 to 68, which can always happen. So I'm going to confirm that just so that I always set a stop loss. When you leverage trade, if you are going to leverage trade with this platform, BTCC does not do an isolated leverage. So you're going to need to it does a cross leverage, so you're going to need to set yourself a stop loss every single time. For me, my stop losses used to be when I have a gain, I don't put a stop loss at 20% of what I had there, but I put my stop loss at whatever I invested so that I don't lose any more than what I decided to put in, and I still live to fight another day. Because if not, this would be the liquidation point, which I don't believe that ADA would get down to 10 cents. Meaning that I don't believe that I would get fully liquidated from that. However, I could be at a loss for a very long time and I'm still holding that because, you have, funding periods as well, meaning that you're paying as you are holding for that long period of time. So I want to make sure that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I can live to fight another day and move on to the next position. So again, if you guys are interested in leverage trading, feel free to check it out. Link to BTCC is in the description. It's in the chat. You can sign up today and you can get that 10% deposit bonus. So if you put in $100,000, you can get $10,000 to trade with. And then once you do make profit or do anything with that, that profit or that money is yours. So feel free to check it out. Link is in the chat. Let's see if we're seeing any type of major success right now. XRP still seeing a little bit of growth, up 3.2%. It's great to see, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy right now. We got some things that are trending, some trending coins. We got Red that's up 22%, Layer that's up 18%, NEI that's up 9%, Pi that's up 6 or 6.5%, and then Trump. I guess that's the Trump official coin, maybe that's up 4 or 5%. I do want to look at trending coins and see what these are. Right, we have Redstone. That's at a $164 million market cap. It's ranked, what, 235th? So on the second page, or third page, which is not bad. I don't like the fact that it only has 28% of the supply that's out there, but still, that's better than having 10% of the supply or 11% of the supply, right? So good to see that. And also seeing, 112% volume to market cap ratio. Maybe it's because it has another area. Maybe it's available on Coinbase now or available in Binance, but it is available in two places, right? Binance and Coinbase. So that's very, very interesting in two S tier exchanges. To see 10 plus million happening in these areas, that's very, very interesting. Yeah, I like that. The circulating supply of Red during the Binance pre-market is 40 million, while the total supply reflects the minted amount. Upon Binance spot listing, the circulating supply and total supply will increase to 280 million, eventually reaching 1 billion over the course of 4 years. Interesting. So diluting over time. I've got to admit, I'm hoping for a bigger dip. I have a nice size holding of XRP, but I wish I had made a larger investment earlier. Yeah, I mean that's usually how it goes with anything that explodes or makes moves. We always say, I wish I would have invested a lot earlier, and it's understandable. I wish that way for many things. I wish I had money at those times. But a lot of times that's the problem, is the fact that we don't have enough money to put everywhere. And when something explodes, you may not have anything else in the market that explodes. When XRP made a huge move, you didn't really have many others that were making those huge moves as well. You saw, things like ADA run to higher levels. You saw Solana at, the $240, $250 price point. But the point is that, many people would say the same thing about all of those, right? I wish I put more money into ADA. I wish I put more money into Solana. I wish I put more money into Bitcoin. I had enough for one Bitcoin when it was around 16,000. I decided not to do that because I would be putting a lot of money into Bitcoin. If I would have over $100,000 from that investment there, right? Not $100,000 made, but that investment would be $100,000 up to that high point of 108. However, I didn't make that move. I decided to put money into Ethereum and money into other places, which I'm very happy and very excited about those moves that I made. But still, you always look at like what could have been the easy road, putting 16 or 17,000 into Bitcoin and turning it into 100,000. It sounds like a great plan. It also would have been over from the end of 2022 to the end and beginning of 2025, right? End of 2024, beginning of 2025, right? So, yeah, it's a little iffy, but we've all been there. 10 to 20% here and there on the way up is my plan. Okay. Take profit, reinvest at lower prices, and now you're using house money, nothing out of pocket. That's exactly where you try and go. No, don't stop talking. Well, I'm glad someone likes to hear me talk. Good morning, Matt. Chilling here and keeping my diamond hands warm. I love to hear. What are you diamond handing? All the things that you're diamond handing. What do you think about CRO? I'm a big fan of CRO, but all this discussion about adding coins into the supply rather than taking coins away is not something that I like. I'm not a huge fan of. To say, oh, let's put more coins back in the supply. No, let's not do that. I've watched Matt since he first started, and there would be 20 people watching, and now he's got nearly 2,000. Well done, Matt. Always liked your videos. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I remember when there was the max that I've ever had here during the AMC days. I had 24,000 people here at one time. That was hectic. I liked it, but I also didn't like it because I like being able to respond to you guys, and I feel like I miss a ton when there's that many people in here. I feel like I miss a ton when there's 1,000 people in here. So imagine 24 times that. But obviously, you have your trends, that things that people are talking about, things that you want to continue to talk about, or things that people want to hear you talk about, and you see so much hype and attention around that, right? GME, AMC, all the things that happen there. I still hold AMC. I don't hold GME, but I still hold AMC. Actually, I think I hold GME as well, but I hold way more of AMC. So I'm a big movie fan. I like games, but I'm a huge movie fan, and will always invest in movie theaters because it is what I grew up on as a child. It wasn't super expensive during that time. I would go to the dollar movie theater. I would watch movies, but you would bring, if you bring your own bag, you would get as much popcorn as you want. And it was cool because then there were people that would bring trash bags for some reason. Like, why do you need that much popcorn? It doesn't make sense. But you can bring your own bucket, get your own popcorn, and go into the movie theater and relax. Now the dollar theater doesn't exist, and it costs $15 like per ticket, it seems like. But still, it's still a great experience that I love to give to my children, and what me and my wife has built our relationship on. So I will always invest in the movie theaters. But anyways, yeah, I remember those times. It was good to be able to have 1,000 people in here, 2,000 people in here. But now, like I said, I'm not necessarily just chasing the views or the amount of viewers. I want to talk about the things that I'm passionate about. If I talk about XRP and people don't want to hear about XRP, that's fine. As long as somebody wants to hear about it, I'm talking to somebody. And I feel more engaged. So thank you for watching for that long. I don't know when I had 20 people watching. I definitely have more than that in many situations. Besides my other channels. My other channels starting up maybe 20, but here I don't think it's ever been just 20 people watching. I got some XDC. It will hit 500 and beyond. Would love to see it. I don't hold it personally, but again, I would love to see it. I saw the SEC acknowledge Grayscale ETF filing. I see. You mean the the SEC acknowledged Grayscale's ETF filing. I hear a lot about the ETF filings. I hear about ETP, XRP ETPs as well. I hear about the support and acceptance of XRP, the reserve and stockpile of XRP. I mean, I can't wait to see where this goes. I really can't. Got Libra at 1 cent last night. Low market cap token. Is that the? I know Libra that name was like the same thing as the cryptocurrency, the Facebook cryptocurrency. I remember first talking about that a long time ago. Holding 9,500 XRP at $2.45. My average, my target is $7. Selling half. That's good to hear, right? You're over a certain threshold to where if you sell half, it's going to give you your initial investment as well as profit, and then you can leave the rest in there for whatever you do. See happening and what your full exit plan is. So that's good. I hope for the best, and I hope for that to happen a lot sooner rather than later. What do you think about Toshi? I haven't looked into it, and it sounds familiar, but I haven't looked into it in a while. So I'll have to, if I'm looking to dive into different cryptocurrencies. XRP about to flip Ethereum, only uh, tens of percent away. I mean, I've never like I can't say I've never, but I haven't looked at it. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, XRP is at a $130 billion market cap. It's not about to flip Ethereum, but it will flip Ethereum. XRP is at a $130 billion market cap. When XRP sees the major push that it's going to see, and Ethereum maybe gets left behind just a little bit, XRP will surpass Ethereum and will fight for that second spot. And then comes the battle of XRP to Bitcoin. And I think XRP will surpass Bitcoin, in my opinion. Ugh. Let's see. Is there anything else? I did talk about Ripple's and SEC's legal battle, right? The SEC delays decision on XRP, Solana, Litecoin, and Dogecoin ETFs. So Bloomberg ETF analyst, sorry, Bloomberg ETF analyst said the SEC's decision delay on a slew of crypto ETFs are standard procedure and won't affect their likely approval. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has delayed its decision to approve several XRP, Solana, Litecoin, and Dogecoin exchange traded funds. I don't understand why Dogecoin would have an exchange traded fund, but if they're looking to a use case to it, could understand. But why would you want to hold it long term with the amount of inconsistencies there? In slew of filings on March 11th, the agency said it has designated a long period or longer period to decide on the proposed rule changes that would allow the ETFs to proceed. Among the affected ETFs are Grayscale's XRP and CBOE exchanges spot Solana ETF filings, with the decisions on them pushed until May. It seems like May always is the month to kind of either explode or tank, right? Where you see the bear market start and the bull market begin, if that makes sense. We've seen a lot of hype movements or major movements in like the April to May timeframe. Why, right? When I look at April and one key time period and date, really, I start to think about and start to live with that really cements like growth. And I think that's the tax season, right? End of tax season. I think when people get to a point where they're like, all right, well, we don't need to pay anything. Nobody needs to pay anything anymore in taxes. That's the end of that, right? Yes, businesses would have to pay taxes quarterly, but we're talking about people that have made a lot of money, especially in the crypto market. They're waiting until April in order to pay these things. I already paid my taxes, which is great, so I don't have to worry about all of that. But there are many people that wait until the last day in order to do that. So I always look at April and then May being that month to explode. And it's always to where everything gets pushed to that same time frame, right? To revisit these things, ETF filings in May, to revisit the XRP or Ripple case in May, right? To look at all of this and say that this time frame is always May means that all all arrows, if we're talking about when's the altcoin season going to happen, all arrows are pointed to May, right? That's kind of where I see it. But hopefully we see some major growth before that, because I just want to see something to, or have something to continue to talk about. Bloomberg ETF analyst James said in a March 11th X post that while the SEC just punted on a bunch of altcoin ETF filings, he didn't see it as a cause for concern. It's expected as this is standard procedure. He added that the U.S. President Donald Trump's pick to chair the SEC, Paul Atkins, hasn't even been confirmed yet, and this doesn't change our relatively high odds of approval. Also, note that the final deadlines aren't until October. So, yeah, it seems like all of these dates. October is a bullish month because you have September, which is usually bearish. October is bullish. Everything gets pushed to these bullish months to all get lumped up together. Old saying, the earlier bird gets the worm. I remember when you finally bought XRP and you exploded. You're amazing. I wanted your trading skills, or we want my trading skills. You the man, Matt. Congrats. Well, thank you for saying that. I don't consider myself the best trader. I just consider myself to have a good strategy, right? And if you have a good strategy, you can succeed anywhere that you go. However, with different sectors comes different strategies. You just have to build yourself the right strategy that works for you, and you'll be fine. I'm not saying I am the absolute best trader in the world. There are many people that make so much more money than me, that have such a high percentage than me, but I try and be as consistent as possible, make educated decisions. And then when I am wrong, I accept the fact that I'm wrong. I think that's the biggest reason to why I see further success. You might see some that fail, and I will express those that fail. And when you do have those that fail, you have to accept them and move on, live to fight another day. There are many people out there that will trade something and not accept the loss and just go, oh, you know what, I'll wait till it comes back. It's like, it might never come back. Or you might get fully liquidated, or you might get to your breaking point. And then that's when it comes back. Then that's when it makes a move. When you reach your breaking point. That's why we have a fear and greed index, right? Fear, the reason why there's fear is it's continuing to create fear. You're fearful to invest into more because you're like, what if it comes back more? What if I lose more money? Well, if you don't sell, you don't lose, right? If it's long term, if it's traditional style of investing, you end up making a ton of money. So in the long term, if you have a long term outcome, yes, make that move. However, if you have something that's more risky, like a leverage trade, you have to accept those losses. So in different situations, you have different strategies. Now you putting on size, mate, you hitting the weights. I mean, I'm hitting the weights from time to time, I'm actually losing some weight though. When it comes to, it's not coming to muscle, it comes to fat, I guess. I'm losing some of that, depending on the days, right? I've been using the Peloton bike as well as the Peloton treadmill, which needs to be fixed tomorrow. They sent me a whole new Peloton tablet, the screen, because apparently the screen might not be working. It doesn't work, but I just think it needs to be plugged in. They think it's the entire screen that's defective, that they need to change out the screen, which is okay. whatever fixes it. It's an expensive product, so please fix it. Um, but yeah, thank you for noticing. I guess that I've been lifting some weights lately. Holding 35,800 XRP, long term holder. I'm excited for what's to come. Maybe the year I retire. That's great, right? It may be this year, might be next year. I hope that you have a full plan for what you can gain, not only for what you can gain, but what you plan to do with the money. So for like me, for instance, I plan on taking a lot of what I can gain with cryptocurrency and throwing it into my dividend portfolio. Yes, I have to take a lot of it and pay taxes with it, but I want to take those gains that I get from cryptocurrency and throw them into my dividend portfolio to be able to gain me massive gains in the end, right? I want to get that dividend portfolio up to, I want to say 1 to 2 million. I would love for that to be the case, so that I can pocket or profit about $6,000 per month in dividend investing, right? In dividend investments. I would love that to be able to pocket $6,000 per month. Would be phenomenal. Actually, that's not accurate. Um, Trying to think of it. $1,000 per month will be about nine hundred. I don't know why I said. Oh no, no, it won't. That'll be $3,000 per month. So 2 million, close to 2 million, would be about $6,000 per month, depending on what you're investing into. Um, yeah, because if I was doing the math on a lot of things, I think I did that before. But let's see. Sorry, I just needed to type this out so that I could put that video out there. 'Cause I believe that's the case. That's exactly what I want to gain out of it. But again, this is cryptocurrency overall. It's not just XRP. But I would love to take my initial investment from XRP and just throw that directly into my dividend account. Now, that's only when it does hit a level of $5. When it's a level of $5, I'm taking 25% of my XRP that I hold, which should be a decent amount, and then throw more than half of that into my my dividend account, which would then bring it up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right now I'm at like 150 for my dividend account, so hope it can get to 200,000 or closing in on 300. That would be fantastic. Which would $300,000 would get me at about I want to say $1,000 a month, would get me at about $1,000 a month or something. I think right now I'm at a total per month. Let me go ahead and do the math really quick. I think I'm at a total per month that's at like 500 when I include my quarterly amounts, something like that. Well, what should be 500. So yeah, my monthly average with my current payout right now, um, which I'll have to go through and see how that all comes. For March, I should have a decent size payout there. I should receive a lot in dividends, which should be great. Hopefully, it's over 1,000 or close to it. Um, but my total payouts for the year should be about 6,155 out of my dividend portfolio, meaning that my average should be about $512. So if I do get this to $300,000, I should be able to receive an average of $1,000 per month, which is something that I want. And again, just seeing that growth from crypto will establish this massive portfolio. If you want to see more about my dividend portfolio, you can go to check out my second channel. It's Matthew Perry 2. I talk about stocks and investing and dividend investing and potential gains in the stock market, all of those things, right? So my nose just itches constantly. Just this morning, every time I talk. XRP needs that permanent injunction removed so they can sell to institutional investors. This is a delay in the case. The 125 million is Nathan. Yeah. So 125 million is nothing, is what you're saying. The 125 million is the problem. Not saying that the number is the problem. It's the fact that this was ruled by a judge, meaning that that's always going to be the case if you follow through with that. And it's not a settlement that you're paying. It's an actual ruling that you're paying. So with an appeal, you can obviously have them completely drop the case. But right now it's at its final judgment, right? It's at a judgment saying this is the ruling. You either pay it or we go through a further process to fight it. And I think that's kind of what you need. The latter is what you need in order to at least establish whether you're going to see, a drop in that and not see that kind of written into law in a way. So then you can get to a point where you are settling out of court, right? And maybe you settle out of court just to be able to create a stockpile. That could be the case. Not to buy it, but to create the stockpile. Can you explain a dividend portfolio and how it works? How'd you get that and where? So my dividend portfolio is over in Robinhood. I can show you guys. Again, this is over. I talk about this a lot on my second channel. I don't really talk about this a lot on this channel. It's just a live stream, so it doesn't really have a crazy amount of direction at all times. But this is where my dividend portfolio stands. I have 151,000 that's in my dividend portfolio. Over the last week, it has been down quite a bit, $3,000. Over all history, though, we look at the last year, it's up $7,000 or $8,000, 5.6% or 5.5%. And the amount of dividends that I gained was about, as I was growing up to those points, I gained about $4,000-ish, I want to say. I think I still have my dividend portfolio up. In 2024, I'm sorry, since I was building it up, I gained $2,871 in dividends. Obviously, throughout what could have been, I could have gained 6,000 if I was at this point the entire time, right? If I was at where this stands for the total amount for the entire time, I could have gained, $6,000 or so. But right now in 2025, I was able to gain a total of $550 out of 2 months of dividends. We do have March that's coming up, and I should be able to gain somewhere around $900 in dividends overall because it is a quarterly month. I'm hoping to gain a lot from SCHD. I want to see what that number is going to be because I invested a lot more and I have 1,371.70 shares. But I got started on Robinhood. You find different plays that are going to pay you a dividend. For me, it's all related to ETFs. Majority of them are ETFs. I do have some individual positions like Target and Nike and a little bit of Microsoft. But what you do is you go into the position, like say Nike, right? Or an ETF or whatever, and it'll tell you how much dividend yield you get. Now, I typically like anything over 3%. However, for individual positions, you're going to see more growth in the actual position than you would dividend. So it's great to be able to be paid 2% from that when you know that it could be a growth position. However, when I go into something like a JEPI, a JP Morgan Equity Premium Income, we're looking at let's see, let's go back down here. We're looking at a 7.2 30-day, 7.2% 30-day yield that's there. So you're dividing it, by 12 and getting what those payouts actually are. Also, when you have these, ETF and funds and stuff, it shows you what the return is. So what the return will be as well as the ETF. So in the last year, it was up 12% on average. For the last 3 years, it's up 9%. And since May 2020, it's up 12.86% overall there, which is great. And that's fantastic to be able to see that level of growth. But then others, you can see an average over 10, an average over 20, an average over however many years they've had, right? But then also being able to get that dividend. So it's something to explore. It takes time. But the point is that it is a long-term thing, right? You do it you don't ever take money out. You keep adding money in and you get paid some of these dividends. Let me go back and show you. I got to go into my account and then go to history and then go to dividends overall. And you'll see some of the dividend payouts that we have. So if I go into my screen here, you're going to see a dividend payout of $123, dividend payout of $24, $70, $28, and so on and so forth, right? So these dividend payouts that you get are great for the long term, right? And you just continue to stack up those dividends. You reinvest those dividends. You don't take the money out until you get to a point where you want to fund your life. So for me, my plan is to take this dividend portfolio that can potentially gain, $3,000 to $6,000 per month on average, right? Some months might be a lot lower depending on what I get paid out monthly. But $3,000 to $6,000 per month in the end could cover all of my bills, and we don't have to worry about doing anything but letting my money sit there. Right? That's what my plan is for the future. To be able to be paid $6,000, yes, you have to worry about taxes as well, but being able to be paid $6,000 means that the taxes that I have there, my $3,000, if I split it in half and put half to taxes, but $3,000 could cover all of our bills at that, because we have no loans, no car loans, we do have a mortgage loan, but obviously I would look maybe to pay that off, but I'm not sure because I do only have a 3-ish% interest rate. My dividend account is in Robinhood. I don't hold that many different long-term investments. I have a tendency to scalp. I got you. I understand. I love the background of your house. Is really nice. Well, thank you. This is my basement. I just put in this theater, so I have my projector that I put right there. My projector that I put up there, and we got a screen that's over on the other side. We got obviously the kids stuff down here. But yeah, we got a lot of things and stuff if we wanted to watch a movie and have some fun. Go ahead and compromise stocks that pay you monthly percentage, quarterly, or yearly. For example, RAM pays a nice dividend. Yeah, I mean, I typically will go for ones that have less growth but more consistent growth, but then also pay you a consistent dividend, right? So I do have some that are monthly, some that are quarterly. So my monthly ones would be SPHD is a monthly dividend paying ETF. I have DHS is also a monthly paying dividend. I have a monthly paying ETF. I also have ticker symbol O, Realty Income, that pays me monthly. I have JEPI that pays me monthly, and everything else is quarterly, right? You know, SCHD is quarterly, the SPY is quarterly, um, um, whatever, right? Nike is quarterly. Some will pay me over odd months, but most of them pay me over the normal, right? Um, where if it's quarterly, it's happening like March and June and all of those quarterly months. How much do you need to own to get at least 1,000 per month? Um, so 1,000 per month would be about $300,000. That's my goal. My first goal is $300,000. But again, it takes a while to get to those points, especially if you're looking to invest consistently. Let's say if you're looking to put $200 per month in there, it may take you a while to get to that point. But if you invest in the right things, you will consistently see growth. There are people out there that will steer you the wrong direction, and I've been almost steered the wrong direction multiple times. The reason being is because they will tell you, hey, this position has a 17% dividend. Fantastic. And you're like, oh, that's great. 17% dividend and it's an ETF. That's fantastic. But then you look into that ETF and it has dropped for the past 15 years. So 15 years, it's been a loss every single year, right? So while you're gaining in that dividend, your position is dropping consistently, meaning that while you had $1,000 and you're gaining a 17% dividend, it looks great, fantastic, but you see the overall position that's consistently dropping. And now you go back to look because it's been reinvested. You go back to look and you're sitting at $900 worth of value. You invested for an entire year and you're sitting at $900 worth of value instead of 1,000 when you started with 1,000, even though you've been gaining a 17% dividend. And it's because it's been consistently dropping. Just because you're gaining a dividend doesn't mean that you're growing your account. You have to pick things that are going to consistently increase as well as pay you a decent dividend. It doesn't have to be 17% or 10%, right? It can be 3% or more. And if it is 3% or more, get up to somewhere they're 5% or even more than that, you can get paid $1,000 by having $300,000 in your account, which sounds like a lot. It does. It is. But it takes a while to get there. And also, if you have a side hustle, you can dedicate all of that side hustle income to dividend investing. I know people that have done that. They work as, an electrician. They work as, a financial analyst or something, right? Something in the office. They make their money, pay their bills with that, but then they have something on the side. They sell things on eBay. All of that money goes to their dividend investing, goes to their long-term investing. And they end up making a lot of money from that and building a huge account. This is a reason why I don't like 401ks, right? I like 401ks to an extent. If 401ks, if they match you, then fantastic. That's great to see that match. However, if they're not going to match you or they're going to give you a very bare minimum match, it doesn't make sense to do that because you can invest it yourself and be able to gain what the market is gaining as well as being able to gain a dividend on top of it instead of them taking a percentage in the end. But that's a whole nother story. We can talk about that in a different video. Let's go. Wealth transfer. I want to see it 100%. Where are we standing right now with cryptocurrency? We haven't talked about crypto in maybe like a few minutes. It looks like XRP is now sitting at $2.26, not $2.25. So great to see that slight bit of growth. But yeah, we have a long way before we see I wouldn't say a long way. I was going to say a long way before we see $5, but honestly, it only needs to double in price, and we see a $5 mark. Do you think XRP is a good buy at a price of $2.25 outright? Yeah, I don't think it's a bad buy. I believe in XRP well above the $2.25 mark, so I don't think it's a bad buy at all. But you have to do your, I would say, do your research into what you want to accept, right? Because there is always a chance, and you've seen it, where you can get it lower, right? And you could have gotten it lower the last couple of days. However, $2.25 is not a bad buy-in price. My cost basis is $1.22. I don't think $2 is bad. I don't think $2.25 is bad because I see multiple tens of dollars for the ultimate value, as well as $100 or so, right, for my exit plan. And in many cases, as you can see that future growth and future use, you can see hundreds or even $1,000 from it, right? So if you believe in it to where it can get to those points and see the future, then $2.25 is not a bad price at all. How high can H bar go this bull run? And is ETF coming this year? For XRP, the ETF is coming this year. I 100% believe that. But I don't know about H bar. I have a little bit of H bar, not a lot. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not a crazy amount. It's currently 15th on the list by market cap. It's currently at a $20 price point. 20-cent price point. That'd be crazy, $20, but 20-cent price point. I definitely see what some others see where they're like, can H bar get to the value that XRP is at market cap wise? I would say we're pushing for that first goal is to get to a $50 billion market cap, or to break. I would say break what the previous high market cap was at 15, about $15 billion market cap. To break those levels is the first goal, and then obviously get to 25 and $50 billion market cap. But I see that kind of fighting, especially with all the popularity, the $100 billion market cap level. But that's in due time, right? You got to see a lot of other success as well. And I don't think it's going to be ranked inside, the top, 5 coins or anything like that when you remove stable coins, because I still see, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Well, let's put it in order: XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, ADA, AVAX. I see a lot of those plays that are in the top 10, kind of remaining in the top 10. But just being at a way higher scale. So once you see those at those levels, you'll see things like H bar kind of pick up as well and still remain in that top 20. However, it's not going to be, you may have some other things that kind of pick up and take over and are worth more than that at those times. But I definitely see it worth the tens of billions of dollars, high tens of billions of dollars. I'm waiting for XRP staking, and we'll put at least 100K XRP into stacking as long as 4%. I honestly, if I had the ability to do it in my Ledger wallet, I would. I would take the 10,000 that's over there, and I would just let it sit there. For the other XRP that I have, yes, it's all earmarked for kind of short term to long term gains. But once you hit those prices, that's where you see a lot of that movement come from. Do you mess with option plays? I build profit with them to there into crypto, and keep using my entry funds for new options to keep the wheel rolling. I've messed with a couple of times. I haven't made money from options. I think it's more for a lack of trying rather than like lack of skill. I think I could easily figure it out. I've made money from crypto options, which have been on crypto.com, as they have like the buy or bet that it's going lower or higher or anything like that, right? Those type of options. but I haven't made money with a single options play in the stock market. I can't say that I never gotten into it. I've just always remained comfortable around day trading, and I made $100 to $200 a day trading. Um, and that was good because it was extra income, and I could put it towards the side and do whatever I wanted with it. Um, but I've always been interested in it. It's just, I just never dove into it head first. It's more for, like I said, a lack of trying. Uh, it's $2.99. What's $2.99? Did I mention XRP isn't in the American Crypto Reserve? So I have, give me a second. I have talked about, I have talked about it. It's not that it isn't in the American Crypto Reserve. It's just the way that it's labeled in that reserve is different than what you have in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an asset that they can buy, hold, sell, dollar cost average, do anything they want with, gather as much Bitcoin as possible, while XRP is mainly for holding and selling. So the only way that they will get it is by, seizure, by lawsuit, a settlement or something like that, being gifted the XRP. But all of that is by what they call a stockpile, meaning that they're going to hold XRP maybe for a long time, but they can also sell it if they want to. And I would imagine that they're going to, take this lawsuit, right? Create a settlement, and that settlement will give them the funds they need to start that stockpile for XRP and hold that stockpile. And maybe even continue to build up that stockpile with Ripple support. I don't know. But it is included in the reserve. It's just the way that it functions is different than what you would do with Bitcoin. So for sure, it's just a Bitcoin reserve and what they want to buy and hold. However, with ADA, XRP, Solana, and Ethereum as well, I believe. Or no, Ethereum is one that they can buy. I'm pretty sure. But all the other ones, you just have a stockpile which you buy, which you hold and potentially sell, which is not really the best news possible. And I put that in my video as it's bad news because it is, right? We want to see them be able to buy it, and we want to see them take the time to do that. And maybe within time, they can do that. But the support for buying all of those would never. I believe it still has to fully pass, and correct me if I'm wrong, fully pass through Congress in order to get this completed in the way that they wanted. So seeing Bitcoin as the only asset that you can buy, that the government can buy and hold, is and continue to increase, uh, gives it more support, right? Because many people are more supportive of just Bitcoin than anything else in the market. So if you say, oh, we can have these other reserves, however, we're not buying them. If we take them from somewhere, it's a stockpile, right? If we settle from somewhere, it's a stockpile, right? It's not anything we are buying. It's money that we are receiving. It's cryptocurrency that we're receiving within that. So it's interesting the way that they placed it, but it all needs to be worded a certain way to be accepted by the masses. Just like if they're in a political discussion, if you say one of the trigger words, right? I don't know what the trigger words are, but if you say one of the trigger words during a debate, you may end up losing points just based on somebody that didn't want to hear you say that, right? And and you lose a voter based on people that didn't want to hear you say that. So it's all about how you are perceived or how it is perceived. We want staking on Chronos chain. I mean, I'm staking Chronos either way, so I'm getting money. getting money from that. Hey man, would like to thank you. It's because of your videos I have more XRP. I bought when it was 50 cents. Well, that's great to hear. That's what I want to hear. That because of, the things that I've said and the things that I talk about, things that I do, and the reach that I have, that people were able to see the vision and where XRP can be or where a certain position can be. I love to hear that they made a great investment, that they have more XRP, that they believe in this a lot more because of the different things that I've said, the different videos that I've had, and I've opened their eyes to it. I love hearing that. So thank you for saying that. Does it piss you off? Does what piss me off? No, it doesn't. Nothing. No, it doesn't piss me off. Nothing pissed me off today. I'll tell you that. I'm good. Besides my nose that was itching, and now it's less itchy, so that's good. I wish we could stake or earn a lot more options on there. Yeah, very true. Damn, fam. Is still live. Keep up the grinding, King. Well, now that you say that, I actually do have to go. I gotta take the kids to school. So, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. I had to charge my ring. Um, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. And if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, that link is down there in the description. You can make trades. You can get you can make trades at a 500x leverage. You can make it at a 1x leverage. You can trade it outright. You can demo trade, all of these things on this platform. For the first time depositors, you will get a 10% deposit bonus, as well as have the potential for extra bonuses up to $10,000, 40% lower trading fees. All of those things come as a benefit to you when you sign up for BTCC. Use my link in the chat, in the description, and sign up today. I've done the same. Bought XRP at 50 cents. That's great to hear. Charging my ring. Yeah, I knew somebody was going to say, it's the Samsung ring that tracks your heart rate and sleep patterns and all that stuff. What's it called? It's the Galaxy ring. So yeah, it's good. And apparently they only go up to a certain size, and it only fits my ring finger anyways. Well, it fits that and my pinky, but it doesn't fit any other finger. So typically they tell you to wear it on like your index finger, and I have to wear it on my ring finger, so it still works, still does it. But anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the links to BTCC and the link to the Twitter and Patreon and all that stuff. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.